Yeah, so a novice rower is literally anyone who has never rowed before. So even if you've done sport and you're still doing lots of high level sport, or you've not done sport since like PE at school, and the beauty of it is that everyone's kind of at a level playing field. Or you might have like different fitnesses, but like in terms of the technique,
Yeah.
everyone's the same, and it's really nice because you have people who have never done sport at a competitive level before
Okay.
getting really into rowing, and they keep doing it throughout their whole term, and then they end up getting blades in their last year of uni. And yeah, it's just like a love story for sport, which is just really empowering.
Hello everyone, welcome to Cambridge from the Inside. We're here with a new guest today. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm Flo. I'm fourth year doing chemistry via natural sciences.
Nice. And we're here today to talk about rowing at Cambridge, at Trinity Hall, how to get into rowing it if you've never rowed before, which because there's a lot of opportunities as we're going to go into. So yeah, for first years students coming into Cambridge, how would they get into rowing, especially if they've never rowed before?
Yeah, so in Freshers Week, which is kind of like you get lots of different activities to do.
Yeah.
There's an opportunity to have a tour of the boathouse, and you can meet the people involved, meet the coaches involved, and from there, over the next couple of weeks, you can sign up for tubbing, which is kind of like instead of the racing boats that we normally row in, it's like a big wide boat, so you feel really stable, and you
Yeah.
just get to learn the basic movements of the rowing, and if it's something you'd want to be involved in.
Yeah.
And after that, we transition into eights, which is the boat you will race in. And yeah, you just learn to row every like 2 mornings a week kind of thing. Quite low commitment at the start, just
Yeah.
getting involved. You have an opportunity to have some land sessions as well, so you can
Yeah.
do some coached ergs, which is indoor rowing. Yeah, and then there's a few races at the end of term, some fancy dress ones,
Yeah.
and you get the opportunity to just put what you've done in practice into a racing situation, have a good time, and then you can decide if you want to take it a bit more seriously the next term or not.
Yeah, nice. So to break that all down bit by bit, I think most people when they think about rowing, it's factually like quite an inaccessible sport. But I'd be right in thinking that if you were to come to Cambridge, you would be able to get into rowing if you've never had any experience. Like, can you explain a bit what a novice rower is?
Yeah, so a novice rower is literally anyone who has never rowed before. So even if you've done sport and you're still doing lots of high level sport, or you've not done sport since like PE at school, and the beauty of it is that everyone's kind of at a level playing field. Or you might have like different fitnesses, but like in terms of the technique, everyone's the same, and it's really nice because you have people who have never done sport at a competitive level before getting really into rowing, and they keep doing it throughout their whole term, and then they end up getting blades in their last year of uni. And yeah, it's just like a love story for sport, which is just really empowering. I really like it.
Nice. So how does like how do you like learn to row? Like, is it like taught by the captains, or are there coaches? And how many sessions will you have a week if you're a novice rower, like from the first term onwards?
Yeah, so we have the setup is there's captains, and then there's lower boat captains. And the lower boat captains are often people who have noviced in their first year, and now they're in second year, and they're going to be coaching you. So they'll take you out in the mornings, and yeah, it's just pretty simple. They just break out the rowing stroke into basically place the blade in the water and then push. And slowly get more advanced as the time goes on. And yeah, so they'll be cycling alongside you on the tow path whilst you're rowing and giving you advice. So yeah, it's very like student-led. We also have a college boatman, but he'll take you out potentially at the weekends and stuff. Yeah.
Nice. And so like, say there's like a novice boat, so everyone's a novice. Is the cox themselves, are they a novice, or are they trained? And can you explain for anyone who doesn't know what a cox is?
Yeah.
Cox is who they are.
Yeah. So a cox is the person who steers the boat, and they're also in charge of like they have a microphone, so they want to get you like hyped up and also tell you what different techniques to focus on if you're potentially doing something you haven't thought about. And yeah, we also want novice coxing. So if you aren't quite keen into the actual rowing side of things, you can also be a cox, especially if you're a small person.
Yeah.
That's really good. So you also have a novice cox. So the whole boat has never done it before. So you have a novice person steering, novice people rowing. Can be a bit chaotic in the mornings.
Okay. So everyone's a novice.
Everyone's a novice. Initially, you'll go out with a senior cox, like someone who's coxed a bit more, so that you have a bit more, like, it's a bit less potentially crazy.
Yeah.
But when you race, you race with a whole novice.
I see. So just start with someone who's coxed before, just so that there's someone who knows.
Exactly. A bit safer at the start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. And I'm right in thinking that coxes tend to be small just so that is to minimize how much weight on the boat and then go as fast as possible. Is that?
Yeah, that's kind of the idea. But also, like, it's more also like when you're sitting in the boat, it's a very small seat.
Right. Okay.
So I mean, anyone's very welcome to cox, but normally smaller people do it. Yeah. Anyone can do it.
That's interesting. The other thing I wanted to ask was clarify for anyone who's listening. Can you explain like what a boathouse is, and is there like one boathouse for the university, or do each college have a boathouse, and like where are they situated in Cambridge, etc.?
Yeah, so actually, lots of colleges have their own boathouse, and sometimes they're shared between a couple of different colleges as well. But they're basically just these buildings on the side of a river, and the downstairs is filled with racks of boats, and the upstairs has often got changing rooms and some training areas like the gym or like a indoor rowing erg room. And they're all just lined up, very colourful because they're all just like painted the college colours down the river if you walk downstream. So there's like 15 plus boathouses along the river.
So would I be right in thinking like during race days, like around the boathouses and along the river is quite busy, like, because I think a lot of sporting events at the uni, some of them they might not have a large audience, but rowing, a lot of people turn up to not just the races.
I think especially in the summer months, it's like it's really nice. When we talk about bumps, I'll get into it, but in May week or just before May week, there's this massive event, and people literally like line the banks watching, and there's also a pub that you can watch the races come past at. So it's all really busy. Everyone comes to support. Even the town people like watching it as well. So and it's very like, because you don't have to, it's just along the river, it's a public access, so anyone can come and watch it.
Nice. And because like I'm right in thinking that at the rowing club, the rowing society for each college, they also do you also host like social events outside of rowing?
Yeah, especially so there's kind of like two aspects, because in the first term we're trying to get novices in, so we have quite a lot of events like that to like show people around the club and have opportunities to talk to us about it as well. So we have like a fireworks night, cocktails night, and then just during term we have like lots of like pub trips and swaps with other colleges, so you can meet other rowers from different colleges. And then within your crews, often people will have like crew pasta dinners and before races, and go punting together. So there's lots of other social stuff outside of the training, which is really nice.
So be right in thinking that rowing's quite, if you wanted to join a society that you got a lot of fitness in, but also met a lot of people and also had a lot of events, rowing would be a good one that ticks those boxes. Yeah,
for sure. It's kind of, for a college level sport, it's definitely the one that has the highest commitment, but also has a lot of socials with it as well. So it's got everything basically. And
so if I'm right in thinking that every college has their own rowing society, rowing club, can you talk about what the races are like, and are we all racing each other, and what the something like bumps, I hear people think like, are the boats actually bumping each other, etc.?
Yeah, so often, yeah, you're basically just racing against all the other colleges.
Yeah.
And during term, there'll be a few different types of races, like a 2K head race, which is kind of like a time trialed one. So it's just you along a stretch of the river racing the clock, and then you'll get compared to other colleges. And then there'll be some regattas with potentially like side by side racing, which is quite fun as well, a bit shorter. But the main event is bumps,
Yeah.
and that's basically where 15 boats at a time kind of line up in a line along the river with like a length and a half between. So I actually don't know how long that is, maybe like 20 plus meters, something like that. And a real life cannon, goes off, and everyone starts rowing at the same time. And the idea is that you're trying to catch the boat in ahead of you and bump them. And the bump can actually be physical contact, but like that's a bit dangerous, especially for the cox, because they're the one that's potentially going to get hit. So it can also just be overlap. It's very well managed to be as safe as possible. But yeah, it can be a bit chaotic.
What's the most like chaotic thing that's happened on a boat that you've experienced?
I've experienced. There was this one time I was marshalling, which is basically like on the bank, like helping people. And basically 2 crews bumped out, and they were trying to pull in, but obviously all the crews behind them are still racing. So as we were pulling them in, this crew was coming like at race pace round the corner, and there's a very, very tight corner on the bumps course, and they just took it way too wide, and basically their blades like slapped into the back of the cox as I was pulling that boat in. So that was pretty rough. They were fine, but yeah, it's just, especially in like those bits where there is corners, like it can be a bit dangerous. It's fine.
That just and given that that's the worst thing, it's
Sometimes boats do like properly like crash into each other or crash into the bank and then like rip a hole in and snap in half, that kind of thing. That also happens, but I've not seen it.
But most of the time it's completely fine.
Yeah, I've never had any issues when I've been in the boat. So.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, because I'm right in thinking, because you're in your 4th year now, and you start as a novice rower, could you share with us what your rowing experience has been like from the beginning and where you are now?
Yeah. So in my first year, I noviced, and like I think I came to Cambridge already knowing that I wanted to do rowing as a thing, because it was like the Cambridge thing to do. And yeah, really enjoyed learning how to row in the novice term, and then got put into the first boat in the Lent term, the second term. Which was, I guess, quite a big step up, because there's a lot of pressure being in the first boat because you're quite high in bumps, so you want to row well. But I really enjoyed it, and we did really well in bumps and lots of other races. And we also had an opportunity to row in London in Weehall, which is kind of like the boat race course. So that was really fun to like race outside of Cambridge as well.
So when you moved to the first team, were you mixed with other people who had rowed before?
Yeah, so all of them were like 2nd or 3rd years pretty much. Right. But yeah, it was quite nice to have like friends across different years in college as well. I think that's what rowing's quite good for, because quite often you'll just have friends like within your year or within your course. So yeah, it's good to have like the experience of older people. And so I stayed with college, and then over the summer, I did development squad, which is the Cambridge uni offers this like kind of to bridge the gap between college rowing and uni rowing. So you can have, if you want to take your rowing further, you can definitely get involved with the uni stuff. So I did development squad, and they had like a summer training camp, and then I trialled, but I got injured and had to take the year out, and then came back to college rowing, and I've been in the first boat ever since then.
Nice.
So
that's really cool. So, because I think for anyone who's listening and they might not know the difference between a college society and a university society, and can you explain the difference like between like the university rowing club and like the college's one?
Yeah. So college, obviously, there's like 31 colleges in Cambridge. Each one has their own sports. But the uni is obviously everyone in the uni can do uni sports, but it's at a much higher level. It's Yeah, so the main event for the uni rowing is the boat race,
Yeah.
and they get a lot of athletes from who's done like the Olympics
Yeah.
and lots of other very high level rowers come
Yeah.
in for the rowing. Yeah, so it's a very different game basically, and it's a lot more training. It's like 12 times a week.
Really?
Yeah, they also yeah, they also row down in Ely, so they get the
Nice.
train to Ely and row down there because the river's like a bit less busy
Yeah.
because there's no college rowers on it. So yeah, it's a big step up, but also like if you want to take your rowing up there,
Yeah.
you can do it, and then you can also come back for college rowing in the summer because the boat race is in April. So then you can do college
Nice.
rowing for the summer and do bumps as well. So you can always come back.
So is that quite often that you'd see uni rowers do bumps?
Yeah, so last year there was this crazy Peter House
Yeah.
in May week. Like literally, I don't know how many of them had rowed at extremely high level. They were a very, very fast boat, but they were basically all had done the boat race and had just come back for bumps and were having a fun time.
Yeah.
So yeah, you sometimes it's a bit unfair because you feel like, what the hell? Why are these
Yeah.
crazy rowers doing bumps? But it's all for the fun. It's so nice. Yeah.
Of course. And then what you were talking about before about the development squad, that's something that's that the uni rowing society provide, but quite often people who've come from their college rowing club will go into.
Yeah. So it's really good because like throughout the terms they'll do like coached ergs, so you can have like a bit of a taste of what it's like and the erg testing they do, and then you can do a 2K and qualify to do their development squad, and they'll do like bucks or some other races, and yeah, it's just a good opportunity to see what like their kind of schedule is like and how you would be able to like manage your work around their 12 sessions a week. And also if you feel like you've got like a high enough level to compete at that. Yeah. So
Nice.
it's good. Yeah.
So for anyone who doesn't know, when do rowers train? Because I think most people would assume it would be like in the afternoons or evenings, but then there's no daylight. So how?
Yeah. Yeah. So it's actually not crazily bad.
Okay.
It's like in the mornings it'll definitely be like on the water around 7 or just before, which means getting up at like 6:15.
Okay.
So it's not super crazy early. And it's probably like 2 or 3 early mornings a week because we try and go out at the weekends instead, just because no one really likes the early mornings. But it's
Yeah.
trying to fit in between everyone's contact time.
Yeah.
And obviously, yeah, it's dark in the winter. So we do a lot more land training in the winter, a lot of like indoor rowing and weights. And then in the summer, when it is light until like 9 p.m. or whatever, you can go out in the evenings, which is really nice.
Oh, nice.
So you get all like the sunset rowing, golden hour rowing. So yeah, the summer is definitely the best term for like nice rowing, but it's also good to like get up early, do some exercise, and then get on with your day. I quite like that as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is, I see that as admirable. But I can see, I can see that for sure. So would I be right in thinking, like maybe at the beginning of first term, there's a lot of people interested in rowing, and then in second term, there's like kind of people who've decided whether they want to keep doing it or not. Like, is there an opportunity to kind of see what you think about it and then decide?
Yeah, exactly. So there's always kind of like I said about the tubbing, then you can decide if you want to try an 8, and then after you've done the kind of races in Michaelmas term, you can decide if you want to come back or if that was enough for you. And then when you do come back, you basically get promoted into the senior squad, so everyone is in it together, and you'll probably end up mixing boats with people who have rowed for longer or different years. And you can decide to be maybe like a second boat will row like 5 times a week kind of thing, some indoor training, some on the water, or you can do less if you like the sport but don't really want to do it competitively. Then we have some lower boats that will go out maybe like once or twice a week, that kind of thing. So yeah, there's like opportunity for people to kind of choose if they want to work harder or not.
So I'm thinking, I imagine a lot of people had 9 a.m. lectures, probably yourself included. So when would like your rowing finish, and what's like the window between finishing rowing and being at like getting to your lecture?
Yeah, it kind of depends because like when it's the darkest time, then you can't go out in the river when it's dark.
Yeah,
So like when it's like December, January time, you probably be on the river like 7:30 instead.
yeah,
And then by the time you've got in, it might be like 8:45. So it's a bit of a rush. But like if you have a bike, it's very doable to get anywhere in Cambridge within like
yeah,
5-10 minutes. So
yeah.
it's totally fine.
Should
But
clip that.
yeah, literally. But like as it gets a bit earlier, then you'll push at like 7 instead, and then yeah, it's very manageable because you probably even have time for a shower, go back and get breakfast again, that kind of thing. So yeah, it's only a rush when it's a bit darker.
Yeah.
Basically. Yeah.
And in general, like how do students manage like their workload as well as rowing? Because it sounds like they're both like fairly large time commitments.
Yeah. Well, like as I said, like in general, most of the training is like outside of 9 till 5. So if you kind of stick with like a proper 9 till 5 working, and then also like in the evenings as well, you do have the opportunity to go to the library and stuff as well. I think it's quite good because it like having a commitment during the day kind of helps you organize your time around that. Like if you're just like left with like time, then you're probably more likely to procrastinate and stuff. So it kind of forces you to be more like time efficient. Yeah.
So like if I know I'm rowing in the morning and then I've got lectures, then and I probably, let's say there's like an evening social thing I want to do, and I know beforehand that the afternoon is my slot to get my work done.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So then it forces you to actually do your work. It's just about organizing your own time. It's very, very doable. You don't want to be working all the time anyway. So it's like kind of an enforced break, which is quite nice.
Yeah, because I guess if you had the whole day, you could it's harder to create some structure for yourself, and I've definitely seen a lot with a lot of people. It comes to 8 p.m. and you haven't done anything, and then you kind of try to cram the whole day's work. But if you know that you've got whether it's rowing or other things, you can kind of plan around that. The next thing I wanted to ask about was so in general, like formal dinners is like a thing at Cambridge, and I believe that's the case for rowing as well. Could you, if anyone who doesn't know, explain like what formal dinners are and how there's like boat club formal dinners too?
Yeah. So I think it's like twice a week. Yeah, you can go to like a standard formal dinner. So you have to wear like your gown and like black tie kind of thing. And
is it black tie?
I don't know if it's black tie or just like fairly formal.
Fairly formal. Okay.
Yeah, like
it is.
I don't know.
Yeah,
most people end up wearing black tie. Pretty much.
I see. Okay, that might be a optional thing.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not sure. And then and then it's like a 3-course meal. You can bring your own wine. That kind of thing. And it's just like it's just a very Cambridge thing to do. But then often like societies will have their own throughout the year. And the rowing club is pretty good in that it has like one each term. Like most societies only have one a year, just to celebrate like the whole term of rowing, because there's often like races at the end of each term, and then you go and have, it's called boat club dinner, BCD, and it's such a nice event because we have these little booklets with like all the crews and their names and like photos and like random chaotic things that have happened. And as the dinner's going on, you like write a message to each person in their booklet, and then pass it on to the next person. So you get at the end this like little booklet with lots of like nice messages to you. So and you can just take them home as like a little memento. It's like, it's super nice to look back on. So that happens a few times. Once every term.
Oh, they're like blazers.
Yeah. Some people you can pay to get the boat club blazers. Our one's quite nice. It's like white with like a black trim and the crest. Lots of others are like stripy with these like really awful colours. Right. Ours is quite a stylish one. They are quite expensive, but they do look quite cool.
Okay.
I haven't got one. So there's an opportunity to use that. There'll be crew photos before. And then we go to the Outlaw, which is the college bar afterwards, and we'll do like fines, like drinking game, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then we always go out afterwards as well.
Oh, nice.
So it's like a proper big night.
Yeah.
Lots of drinking, lots of fun as well.
Nice.
Yeah,
It sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But are there any rowers who kind of choose the most low commitment rowing but do all the socials? Is that something you could do?
Yeah, you can do that as well. Yeah. And like the seating plan, we've changed it each year, like the setup of things. But like often you're sat with like mixed crews, so you get to mix the men's and women's sides as well, because obviously you don't normally train together. So it's quite nice to like see the whole club all together at the same time as well. Yeah.
Nice. And this is a bit of a tangent. There's one last thing we mentioned in passing, I want to talk about more, is you're mentioning that each boat club has a boatman. Can you explain what that is and how it affects like the training, etc.?
Yeah, so like I guess it's quite a historic role for someone to have, but it's basically the boatman is like in charge of the boat club, and they'll do the coaching and the fixing of the boats and organising all of the boat club stuff. And yeah, so our boatman is called Paul, and he coaches the first boats and sometimes the second boats as well. And yeah, it's just nice to have like someone who can support the captains with the overall running of the club. And someone who's like he's like with college, but also like is like separate to college at the same time. So you can like, it's like you don't have to worry about any like academic stuff when you're over there. It's very separate, which is really nice atmosphere to go to. And yeah, each college has their own boatman. So there's like a whole little community of all these characters on the river, which is really nice as well.
Oh, I see. Yeah, that's really wholesome. Nice. Well, thanks so much, Flo, for a really interesting podcast on rowing. Hope it'd be really useful for anyone who's coming to Cambridge or wanting to apply to Cambridge to know more about the rowing scene at Trinity Hall and at Cambridge. And thanks for the viewers for watching. If you have any suggestions of podcasts that you'd like to see, please feel free to put them in the comments. And we'll see you guys next time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Oh, how was that?
Good. Yeah.